Hello and welcome to your Broken Galaxy. I'm your host, Broken. If you'd be so inclined, I'd be grateful if you'd like this video and subscribe to my channel. My goal is to have more subscribers than the Star Wars YouTube channel itself. And as you can see, I'm a little far away from that number. Today, I'm going to be talking about the traffic to Alderaan. So I just watched episode 4 the other day and found myself thinking about the scene where Vader and Tarkin are talking about how they suspect that the Millennium Falcon crew are trying to get the plans to the Death Star back to Princess Leia. So first off, this is one of the most idiotic things they could have thought of. Princess Leia, hypothetically, steals the plan to the Death Star, is captured and brought to the Death Star, and gets the plans off by giving them to a pair of droids. And then the Rebel Alliance tries to break into the Death Star to give her back the plans? What's she gonna do with them? Escape? The plans won't do her much good if she's just locked in a cell in the Death Star. So I found myself thinking, why would they think that a ship would want to do that? And then I found myself thinking, wait a second, why was the Millennium Falcon the only ship in the area? Alderaan is like a majorly important world. It was supposed to have a population of billions of people. With that high of a population, it'd be reasonable to assume that the number of ships flying to Alderaan carrying passengers, products, mail, whatever, would have been in the hundreds of thousands, possibly even the millions of ships a day. So, why was the Millennium Falcon the only ship that went to Alderaan that day? I mean, it isn't like the entire galaxy immediately knew what happened to Alderaan, and even if it was like instant, split-second knowledge across the galaxy, then there still would have been probably like trillions of people that just didn't watch the news that day, some of whom would have taken off for Alderaan before checking to see if it was actually there. You know, it's not usual travel procedure to look into the news to see whether or not your destination has been destroyed through a massive explosion. So, does that mean that there were actually a whole lot of ships that went to Alderaan, and every single one of them was caught by a tractor beam and brought onto the Death Star? That would be awful considering Luke killed them all at the end of the movie. Or does it mean that there were thousands of ships that went to Alderaan and the Death Star just happened to only tractor beam the Millennium Falcon? What incredible luck that must have been. Now, granted, you could say that Obi-Wan's presence was sensed by Darth Vader, but it doesn't really look like it based on how he acts when the ship actually docks. And if Vader singled out the Falcon specifically because he felt Obi-Wan's presence in association with the ship, then they should have done a lot more than just had 2 guards, which, by the way, are just dead bodies on the Falcon throughout the entire movie, right? First, the scanning team and then the stormtroopers that come on board are killed by our heroes. When they finally get back to the Falcon at the end of the movie during Vader and Obi-Wan's saber fight, it's not like they're taking the time to pull the dead bodies of the stormtroopers off the Falcon. Like, they're under fire. They just get out of there. So did they just wait to bury them until they got back to Yavin 4? Anyway, the Falcon doesn't really have a great airlock, so they couldn't have ditched them in space. And given how much turbulence you see with the characters being thrown back and forth as the Falcon moves around, you gotta assume those 4 dead bodies would have just been sliding all over the place. Unless, of course, they put them in the smuggling compartments, which does make sense. Granted, it is a smuggler's vessel, but my goodness, what a pain that would have been to clean up later. And anyway, I guess the whole point of this is there should have been a lot more ships at Alderaan. Or, yeah, it's, maybe it's just a movie and I think too seriously about these things, but, I figure someone's got to, right? Well, that is my video for today. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know how horrible I am at these videos. It's great for the algorithm. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and all of that garbage.